Fire Lord couldn't kill Avatar, why'd you let M. Night Shyamalan kill him?
I don't even know how to answer that question. Except for, you know, I actually never saw the movie.
Actually, I was going to ask M. Night on a boat ride.
I haven't seen the movie yet, and I had lunch with Mike and Brian, and I told them, you know, after the movie came out, like, I haven't seen the movie yet, and they said, don't see it. I'll wait off, and if I ever see it, maybe I'll sit down with May and Jack and we'll watch it together.
Jack DeSena, who plays Sokka.
I have a friend back in Canada, and he wanted me to ask Dante this question. Okay, so, pro bending arena. If there were a pro bending match between only avatars, one avatar for themselves, not teams, who would you choose and why?
I just got a car. Choose one avatar?
Okay, you can choose two, because of who you are. and you didn't try to go after Katara.
I mean, that's a hard question. I don't know. I guess, I gotta choose Aang, right? Aang's my homie. What? You can't go against Aang. It's Ocean.
Thank you.
We heard some cameos, like obviously Dante was Iroh, and we did hear a little bit of Aang in there as young Amon, whose name I don't remember. Do you know if any of the cast... Whatever. Do you know if any other voice actors are going to be having cameos through the remainder of course?
I don't know. Push for it. Neither do I know, or if I did know, I couldn't say.
Yeah, I hope so. I'll say I hope so. That sounds like a good. Fair enough.
I'm sure there are.
I need to sneak in line just quickly tonight. I need to ask the voice actors, are there any tips on voice bending? I mean, acting. What about someone wanting to get into voice bending, aka acting?
That's a question for May. She's been doing it longer than me.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are, you know, I don't know. Any other kind of bending other than the natural bending makes me nervous. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the blood bending episode. That episode really stressed me out a lot. It still stresses me out when I think about it. So, I don't know. Yeah, Dee's got a little something to say about voice bending. This is who you want to know about.
Actually, a couple of weeks ago, I made a site with kind of my take on I want to be a voice actor, and it's just iwantobeavoiceactor.com. And it's just my take on it. So if you're interested in voice acting, there's all my opinions on it. I want to be a voice actor.com.
And Dee is definitely the person to go for advice, because I think every voice-over gig I've done, Dee was in every show doing something. So he's like one of the greats in the industry. So he's definitely the person to get it from. I kind of stumbled into the whole voice acting world from the on-camera world, and I guess from my spoken word I do, and then I still don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Yes, you do. You're doing great.
Hi, I'm big fans of you guys. I love you guys really a lot. Actually, they brought up the question I was going to ask. Are you guys sad that, this is for Nate and Dante, are you guys sad that your characters can get together? Like,
I mean, obviously it's a conflicted situation. I think in general there's something obviously exciting about Zuko. He's a man, let's just be honest. But also obviously you really got to see see his arc throughout the story, and you know, he really had to let go of a lot of evil things to come out to be a pretty great guy and a great friend. So obviously there's that, but you know, Aang, I mean, you know, it's Aang. Tara and Aang, how are you gonna rip that apart? It's very difficult.
Through like the whole shoot, we didn't know, you know,
Yeah,
through
we
the whole taping of it all. And I always thought we possibly were gonna end up.
I thought so too.
But the guy always does think that, doesn't he? And also, you know, me and May, we did American Dragon together where we played Jacob Ellis. Yeah, so we did like these two shows, and I don't end up with it 2 different times.
There's a third time's the charm, so we'll see.
Sorry, I'm very nervous. It's like some nerves. My name is Olivia, and I know Dante, and I know a big part of my childhood is Rufio. So I was wondering, is Iroh and the voice of Taro anyone going to be in the next season? So will we be hearing more of them, or like flashbacks or anything?
I'm not sure, you know?
We really don't know, and if we did, yeah, like Dante said, we couldn't say anything about it, but I mean, we're all such a close family still, all those people that, you know, I think everybody really loves and respects each other and would want to have that happen in the future, you know?
Right, exactly.
So I think for sure we'll all find a way to incorporate it back together.
I drew some fan art, and I was wondering if you guys could sign it for me, because I was
For
I'd
sure.
be honored.
For sure.
Thank you. Can I wait till later?
Yeah, definitely.
My question's actually for everyone. So I know some of you are artists, some of you are voice artists, and I'd like to ask for the voice artists if you could share your favorite memory of working on the show, and for the artists, what your favorite piece to work on was.
One of my strongest memories was after Mako passed away, we played Uncle Iroh. And Mako has played my father or my uncle, I think 3 or 4 times in my career, and has kind of been like a, you know, a mentor and just an older actor that I've always looked up to, and he's always looked out for me. And so after he passed, which kind of happened suddenly, the next episode we did, another voice actor came in and matched his voice, and he was in the booth, and when he started talking, it was like, Mako just passed, and his voice is coming through the headphones. And it was me, and everyone in the room was like, it was so eerily silent, but also just respect for, you know, a man that you love and his memory, and just I'm honored to be on his last project.
Great ball.
Yeah, that was incredibly special. I mean, I don't even have a specific memory, but in general, you know, the feeling of having this family that you got to see every week. I mean, and we would just be in there, like, it was usually me and you and Jack DeSena, who played Sokka. And he's one of the funniest guys in the world. And so, I mean, we would just be in there, and we'd just, you know, be laughing and having fun the whole time.
Texting each other.
Yeah, texting each other, writing each other notes and pictures. I mean, it was the best. Yeah, it was like really like a family. And so to have that to look forward to. And, you know, another great thing about Avatar was that it was one of the first cartoon shows that had an arc, kind of like a set arc that, you know, most of the time they like it when episodes can stand on their own for cartoons, because kids will just tune in every once in a while. You know, it's harder to get kids to follow a whole storyline, but, you know, Mike and Brian, like their thing from the beginning was, we know where this is going, we know when it's going to end. You know, it was not like, and people were like, we want more, we want this, but they were like, they had it, you know, from the beginning, kind of this set story, so it was this beautiful kind of emotional arc where we knew, you know, there were going to be these individual chapters, and then eventually it would come to a bittersweet end, you know. But so it was the ride of a lifetime, I guess. So I'm going to pass the mic down.
私は、キャラクターの中で一番マイが好きなので、彼女が出てくるシーン、あまりこのコミックにはないんですけれども、一番力を入れてます。
Her favorite character is actually Mai. So I hear in the books a lot, but actually that's the part that she puts in her artwork the most. that she loves doing.
The great thing that working on Avatar: The Last Airbender for me is like working with Mike and Brian, especially in storyboard form. It's really cool. Like when we would get a script and we would draw out the scenes. I think we would get a week or two, and then we would go upstairs and we'd pin up all our boards. And the real cool thing is Mike and Brian would go through the boards, and some shots they would love, and some shots they weren't really digging, but it was cool. It was always a collaboration. And then we would goof off sometimes, so it was a very fun, creative environment, and I'll definitely miss that, being part of that group. So that's my answer to that.
As an artist that's never worked on Avatar, I would have to say my favorite character to draw is Toph. I also did I can't compare it to his feelings towards Mako because they got to actually experience it. But some of the episodes where they devoted that episode where Iroh was sitting down and talking about his son, Mako. That was one of my favorite episodes.
I cried.
I did a picture for that, but I never sell it because no one really wants to be sad. I want it, but I don't want to wake up and go, oh. Thank you.
I guess, just, again, as someone who hasn't worked on Avatar before, I guess just for the puppet benders, my favorite thing in doing that is actually performing Zuko. Just because I get to let out all the bitterness and vitriol that's deep in my soul.
One more.
One more.
One more.
One
Think we got one more. Maybe two. We'll see. We'll see.
This is our last question.
She deserves it.
This is for the creators of The Promise and The Search, Konichiwa. And basically, is the issue of Zuko's mom going to be resolved in The Search, or is it open-ended for the seasons of Legend of Korra?
Where's her mom?
難しい質問なんですけれども、今言っていることは、とりあえず何らかの形で解決はします。
It's a real tough question, and it's really hard to answer, but there, you will see some sort of an answer if you read through the next few books. That's all we can say.
Okay, so there's a couple other things that we usually do with our fan panel. Because we are a fan group, we like to have other fan groups also give you some updates about what's going on. Some of you may be familiar with race bending. Marissa from Race Bending is here today, and she kind of wants to give you a recap of what happened at the panel. It was really good. We had somebody come out and actually review it. So she's going to step up now.